In this lesson, you will learn to convert equations into slope-intercept form. So given the equation y minus y sub 1 equals m and in parentheses x minus x sub 1, which is point-slope form, recall that m is the slope of the line, the x sub 1 is the x value of the ordered pair, and the y sub 1 is the y value from the ordered pair. So given the ordered pair 2, 3 with a slope of 5, we can identify 2 as the x1 and 3 as the y sub 1 value. So when substituting that into the formula, we would get the equation y minus 3 equals 5 and in parentheses x minus 2. So in order to then convert an equation in point-slope form to slope-intercept form, we need to first distribute the 5 and then solve for y. So we are going to distribute the 5 to the x and to the negative 2. So we would have y minus 3 equals 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. So once we have distributed the 5, then we need to solve for y. So in this case, we have y minus 3. So we need to move this negative 3 or undo this operation. And so the opposite of subtracting 3 would be to add 3. So we would add 3 to both sides of the equation. And then we would bring down our 5x, and negative 10 plus 3 would give us negative 7. So our equation in slope-intercept form would be y equals 5x minus 7. So let's look at another example. If we have the point negative 3, negative 2 with a slope of negative 2/3, the negative 3 is our x sub 1 value and negative 2 is the y sub 1 value. So when we substitute that into point-slope form, we would have y minus negative 2 equals negative 2/3 and in parentheses x minus negative 3. Also recall that when we have minus and negative, or the opposite of negative, we can rewrite that as y plus 2 is equal to negative 2/3, and in parentheses, x minus negative 3 we can change to x plus 3. So we would then need to distribute the negative 2/3 to the x and to the positive 3. So negative 2/3 times x would give us negative 2/3 x, and negative 2/3 times 3 would be the same as negative 2 times 3, which is negative 6, divided by 3, which is negative 2. So then we would have the equation y plus 2 equals negative 2/3 x minus 2. We would then need to isolate y, so to undo that addition of 2 that's over here with the y, we would subtract 2 from both sides, and then we would have y equals negative 2/3 x minus 4. So I want you to take a moment and pause the video and work out these two practice problems. When you are finished, push play to check your answers. So given the point negative 5, 6 with the slope of negative 1/5, we can convert this to point-slope form by writing the equation y minus 6 equals negative 1/5 and in parentheses x minus negative 5. We can then simplify the x minus negative 5, or the opposite of negative 5, to be x plus 5. We would then need to distribute the negative 1/5 to the x and to the positive 5. And so negative 1/5 times x is negative 1/5 x, and negative 1/5 times 5 is negative 1. So we would have the equation y minus 6 equals negative 1/5 x minus 1. To undo the subtraction of 6 with the y, we would add 6 to both sides, and then we would have y equals negative 1/5 x plus 5. And lastly, given the point 4, 5 with a slope of 2, we would substitute those values into the formula and have y minus 5 equals 2 and in parentheses x minus 4. We would distribute the 2, so we would have the equation y minus 5 equals 2x minus 8. To undo the subtraction of 5 with y, we would add 5 to both sides, and we would have the equation y equals 2x minus 3. Make sure that you've taken accurate notes over this, and now you are ready to begin your assignment.